Excited are you for an actual real opponent?
Yeah, after yeah, I mean, I think that there's a couple different phases in your season, and the fall phase is just learning and growing, getting to know each other. Then the January phase is kind of wiping the dust off from the holiday breaks and getting it going. And then it's the February phase that you really want to get that idea of what your freshmen are all about in moments, and what your upperclassmen leadership's about. So I think that's what I'm excited for, is the next level for us right now is, let's see what we're like against a different team in a different color uniform, and then we can make some adjustments there. So really excited for that next level.
You excited about what the freshman group seems capable of?
Yep, for sure. They're a very outgoing group, and I haven't really put my thumb on it yet. Is it because our upperclassmen have made them feel so comfortable, or are they just a really outgoing group? So we're gonna see when, the heat starts going a little bit in some of these games, to see how we respond to it. And I think that's where the next step of growth is for us. But yeah, they're very talented and they're all in. I mean, this group has been great all in. So, so excited to see, if they can meet their moment and see what that's all about.
To have the tournament start Thursday and run through Sunday, and you have FAMU here as well.
Mm-hmm.
How big is that just to, for softball to have this tournament continue?
Yeah, I think, just first the JoAnne Graf Classic, it's just really cool to be able to kick off at home, but kick off with a familiar name, as part of your tournament. She'll throw out the first pitch, and we've been really lucky to build a relationship with her and share and those parts of our family atmosphere. So excited for that. I think that we have a really tough, Charlotte's a tough squad. Texas Tech's gonna be a tough squad coming in. FAMU is always scrappy, so it's like you just never know what opening weekend has in store for you. So excited to get going, and it's always nice to play on Thursday as opposed to watching everyone else start, so that'll be good for us too.
I know you don't often have a power conference team like Texas Tech in these, especially the opening weekend. How nice will it be to have Craig back here?
Yeah, it's going to be, it's Craig Snyder, it's Morgan Claveman, it's Peter Suarez, it's Bryce DeCoulve. Like, it is literally the junior squad of Florida State, and they're family to us. They've blood, sweat, and tears from the playing side to the managing side to the coaching side. So they built this place just as much as we have, and it's going to be really cool to celebrate them coming back here. Just excited for that part of it. But he's done a great job. They swing it. He's done a really good job on the offensive side for them. So you put the friendship, and then you go compete at that point afterwards. So it's going to bring a lot of opportunity for us to be better.
How cool is that? You have multiple hosts, because I think they play doubleheader at FAMU.
Yeah.
How cool is that multiple hosts for this tournament?
Yeah, I think, it's something that you see a lot happening across the country right now, as teams are within we're super close, which is great, but there's some teams within, probably an hour of each other, hosting. It just helps out grounds crew. It helps out time, for not playing 6 games on a field in a day, or weather, or that part of it. So, and FAM's got a beautiful facility over there, so we're very lucky to have good softball here.
Obviously, fan day is always a fun day, but splitting the roster in half and maybe putting people in places they haven't been before, or just what were your noticings or things maybe you weren't expecting and were surprised by?
I guess takeaways from it. One, outstanding crowd. Couldn't believe it. I think we said over 1,000 people, which was pretty awesome. Two, the freshmen really handled themselves well. So just knowing you're in front of people now, and family members and fans, and handled themselves really well. We're very athletic. You're athletic, but to see it play softball wise is really good. We're going to be very offensive, which is nice. And we've always ran the bases, but now we're swinging the bats pretty good consistently. So excited to see that. And was really excited to see, just the pitching staff in general. We're going to figure out how to manage the pitching staff this year, but they played well off of each other, on fan day. So that was an hour and 45 minutes, but it was good to get all those points. And now, figure out a strategy to let that play this weekend.
Someone like Ashton, who has the chance to be so impactful in both phases, how do you manage at the start of a career, kind of, especially like this weekend with so much kind of balancing the two and finding ways to get her reps at both while not overworking her?
Yeah, it's been a constant conversation with her. We really limited a lot of load for her. So 1 week will be high load on the hitting and defense, and 1 week will be a high load on the pitching. So we just haven't loaded her up completely at every phase during the week. So it's going to be built through the month of February, and just kind of see where we're at with her. She's got the ability to start games, come into games, and close games. She can be in the lineup the whole time. That's a little bit like Mac Leonard last year, so a little bit different for us. And so we're just going to figure out how we want to do that.
How much does February benefit you guys playing at Texas Tech, playing Clearwater tournament, playing quality teams with somebody like Ash, kind of figuring out her role eventually?
Yeah, I definitely think that for all our freshmen, honestly, just this is the level of softball we want to play, and this is where we want to be in June, is these type of teams and this kind of competition. So it's a little bit of a gauge for us to see things we need to work on as a coaching staff to get them individually prepared for the next round of games that we're going to have like this. But then also for them to see, where their success is and then where their gaps are, and a lot of times, we may, as a freshman, come in and be like, I start to get it towards the end of the season, and then you get that summer and it's your sophomore year that you really start to understand what's asked of you during the season, because there's not a freshman that comes in here and knows what a 50, 60 game schedule looks like. And, they're used to playing 6 games in a weekend and you get a trophy at the end of it. This is 3 months, so I think that just understanding that piece is going to be big for us and them.
You talked about the, freshman to sophomore improvement. Where have you seen that from McKenna this offseason? And I guess how do you see her stepping into kind of the seems like number one type role?
Yeah, I would say she's going to be the number one. I think it's a pitching staff in general, and I think we'll keep the same mindset that we've had in the past. I think when you look at Kat, she was into her senior year, and she had accumulated her plus 180 to 200 innings, and so as a sophomore, it takes time to build. So I'm not really looking to put the load on her right yet on that side of it. So, but yeah, she totally understands what her February is like, when she's going down new to some teams, to playing 3-game series against Clemson's and Dukes and those teams, to what postseason looked like. So she went, back and really like, how can I be stronger? How can I be better? A lot of it has to do with the off-season weight room, and she's done a really good job of that part of it. So, but yeah, no, I think our pitching staff's going to be just a bit more of the strategy side. And that's what we were able to get that last season because we had older pitchers that have been in it for a while. We're still young with McKenna, and so I'm excited to see her growth.
Last year, McKenna pitched out of the bullpen and started a little bit.
Yep.
So is that kind of what you see her doing a little bit this year as well? Or do you want to kind of get her comfortable in one spot and then work from there?
No, I think there will be no comfortable part in the month of February. They all know that. We're going to open, relieve, close, play double headers, go 3 days in a row. Like, they all know that and they're ready for that. So, and then we'll slide into something when we get to 3-game series.
Anything else?